guys ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you really ready? Are you sure
I'm
you are?
going to assume that I'm ready.
No one is truly ready. It is all moments before the end. And we all die. Still using that camera, huh?
Yeah, I hadn't played with the other one yet.
Soon.
Soon indeed.
TM. You got a weird green line.
What word? Green line?
Oh, the one you just clicked away.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the crosshairs.
Yeah, pretty much. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Dice. Hope everyone's doing well. Oh, no. We are here with the One-Wed.
Terror radius.
Oh, God. No terror radius here just yet. Not just yet.
Oh, the terror radius.
I don't want to know who the killer's supposed to be in this one. This be bad.
It's a mimic.
Jimmy's a beautiful boy. Stop blaming him for shit.
I didn't say it was Jimmy. You're the one that brought up Jimmy.
What other mimic do we know?
You don't have to know a mimic. Could just be a random mimic.
No such thing.
You know Jimmy is going to turn on you in the end. You can't have him forever.
Sure can.
No, you can't. He's going to eventually eat something that's going to give him an ego.
See, here's the thing. Jimmy is a...
Go get more whiskey drink.
Here's the thing. Jimmy is a CR3.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy knows better.
You think Jimmy's a CR3?
He gains passive levels after you guys. Jimmy is actually a CR9.
Even then, we're 12th level.
Okay, Jimmy's a CR15.
Jimmy has odd eldritch powers.
Jimmy is an eldritch abomination.
He listens to me, though.
Jimmy's not actually a mimic.
The fuck would he be, then?
Good question.
He's a doppelganger.
Doppelgangers can't turn into objects.
Well, he's a really advanced doppelganger. He's a doppelmimic.
Doppelganger mimic hybrid. It's a thing.
He's a mimic. He's a mimic ganger.
Doppelmimic.
You know, his father got real lonely one night.
Must have.
Ooh, buddy. I made this one a bit stronger.
What is that? The left of the punch?
No, that's root beer and whiskey. It's actually got the perfect mix on it.
Does it though?
Yes, because you can taste the whiskey, but it's not punching you in the face.
I don't have a fancy mixing set, so I always measure with my heart.
Well, I can definitely smell the root beer.
Step 1. Smelling the root beer.
I guess I could
Step
kind of
two,
taste the
smelling
whiskey.
the chloroform.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Alright, so... with that, we'll turn it over to the miss here.
Well, let's do the fun thing of none of you took notes and roll for recap.
It's not on my character to take notes.
I
I don't know this realm any better. 3.
Alright, Fluffy, you're recapping.
Well, Torhild is real sad and doesn't care about it.
It's not that I don't want to recap. I just roll shit. You can't even tell me I didn't roll that.
We made it to some town and talked to some guards, and they wanted us to go talk to some farmers, and yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
Exploring the darkness.
Does anybody else want to add to that?
Well, the reason why we wanted to speak to the farmers is because there was a growing darkness in this town that had dissipated before much had happened.
And we just left a dark as fuck town.
So we're trying to figure out the trail or the cause of the darkness and why it receded.
Do we actually know? Because you mentioned something about a book to deal with that dark circle thing. And then I think someone mentioned Anwin. Well, not Anwin by name, but it was like, I know a girl who has that book.
Has a book we need, yeah. So we need
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Sylvie mentioned Anwin by name to Gildas when they were alone for a moment.
Okay.
But yes,
I know
Sylvie
I'm
did
not aware of
mention that Anwin had a book with dark rituals in it, but not by name.
Ah.
So yes, you
Torhild also said that Torhild has called her Annie to people, and also talked to Gildas about how this girl used similar markings and rituals and whatnot.
She's a tattoo mage.
Yes, I don't believe the name had been spoken.
It had. When Gildas went to go get Sylvie, Sylvie had called her by name because Sylvie would never call her Annie.
Okay.
But yes, so you had handled the dark attack in the town where you met Gildas, and then you guys had moved on because Sylvie insisted that you continued moving down back to her and Torhild's clans, and you guys only knew that you needed to move kind of south and avoid the dwarven area because they've already escorted you out. You travel for a bit to find a town where you're met with guards who seem friendly enough. The town isn't on high patrol, but he does tell you that there is a knight who heads this town, and the town is a large farming town for the Tanny capital.
Oh, I remember something about the guards.
And as they were discussing with you where you may want to go for information on how to get through the dark woods, you did notice that there were markings on the buildings. And he explained to you that these were things that the townspeople were getting too hyped into because one of their oldest farming families was attacked by some kind of darkness, and that the farmer had come through preaching about it and mentioning something about some dark fey creature saving him.
Darkness.
At this point, I do believe you were looking for an inn to rest at. You had been traveling the
Yeah, I think
day.
we decided to continue our search in the morning.
Well, I think we've had a long rest since before this, and we didn't really engage anything. But, I mean, I don't mind an inn stay.
Well, you guys had been traveling for a while, so, I mean, it's either an inn stay or you find a...
You guys are spoiled by beds.
You find a barn that'll let you stay in.
Apparently I lost my die up my sleeve. Oh, it really got up there. Where'd it go? Did I legit lose it?
So, an inn stay it is. You guys all have starting money, I believe. I believe, actually, didn't I give you more money on this one? Did anybody take notes?
I don't know if you gave me money. I'm a poor person.
No, I had said something about you collecting money.
That's Nick. That's my copious notes for that game.
Yeah. fucking notes for twins games. What do I have to do to get notes like that?
Make me a wizard who specializes in the book.
Yeah, I see who the favorite DM is around here.
Hey, I put notes on Max. And Xerxes. Still looking for Ruby. There we go. I don't have money written down.
Okay, do you have money written down?
The money I took with me from the other world.
Okay.
Oh, I have 1 common silver.
Okay.
I think you did give us money because we were talking about spending, and then he was like, "No, I'll pay."
I'm pretty sure you guys have money.
Yeah, I just.
I feel like I've calculated this the last 2 games.
I know I didn't have money because of my particular situation.
Fluffy, did you
Or
write
Bill?
down money?
I have 100 gold on me.
Okay.
I
All right.
swear if you gave us money, I would have written it down.
Well, guess you don't have money.
No, I don't.
You poor thing.
Yeah.
But I do remember that Gildas had paid for some rooms.
And
Yes.
that reminded me that Torhild had proposed to Gildas that he bought some trade goods or something that we could trade later on, since this town was willing to take his coin.
His weird, funky foreign money.
Yeah, I remember that. If this town will take it, maybe spend it on something that can be traded later on.
Gems. Everybody buys gems.
You joke, but.
I believe
Okay.
Gildas had traded a silver or something with Sylvie.
Yes, that's why I
Sure.
have 1 common silver.
Be nice to the cat. You're such an ass.
I just want access to my arm. That's all I want. If he ends up being buried, that's his own fault.
Anyway, so you get your rest, no problem. And it comes morning, and
He
about
likes it anyway.
dawn, things get busy.
Heyo. Maybe it's on my character sheet in the game. No, that doesn't make sense.
Well, with the dawn, I will
Praise the sun.
refresh my runes.
I'm gonna go talk to the spirits.
Are you really?
I mean, do my usual nature communal thing. If you mean actual fairies are gonna attack me, go for it.
That would be fun.
They're supposed to be my friends.
We fought fairies before. We could do it again.
Just because you were in the Feywild does not mean you made friends with fairies.
I had to have made friends with something or I'd be dead.
I mean, there was something watching out for you. Don't you remember your dream?
Yeah, the weird hatted man. Or woman. I don't remember.
Take fucking notes.
I did. I actually wrote that down somewhere. That's why I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait, I did take notes, I think. Ah, yeah. I wrote dream notes.
I know I wrote something about that. Why can't I couldn't find anything? You
So-
can't even get pissed at me. I know I wrote this down. I just can't find it.
You are doing rune things. You are communing with nature, which I'm guessing means you're going to the inn's garden.
Yeah, sure.
And Torhild?
Orhild is being a motherfucking sorcerer.
And talking lightning. Zip zap.
I mean, I do speak lightning. That is a thing. But no. I don't know. She is, probably slow to get up, just given her, what's the word, recent slump.
That's fair.
But once she does get up, I suppose she will probably go down to the inn and see about some grub.
They have a porridge and fresh fruit available.
How much is that?
3 monies.
They will request 2 coppers for a meal.
Oh, son of a bitch. Gonna have to break it 10.
They will easily take your silver, but you are returned with a different type of currency.
Well, they're gonna have to take my gold and break that, because that's all I have.
So, technically breaking a 20.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, my
metric
headset
system.
cut out again. God damn it.
But yes, they do mention something about doing trade with the Drake Nation as they are exchanging your coin. So, breakfast is easily provided. They they'll also offer you information on their market that will be starting up soon. Just where it is and encouragement to go and spend coin there as well.
Any mention of what sort of things we might find at said market?
It's mostly what the farm produces that the capital doesn't take, as well as a bit of some mining and some trade that they've been able to set up with both the Howling Mountains and the Dwarven civilization. AKA, there might be gems there.
Fair enough.
As you are sitting down to eat, Torsten will be short to follow suit, getting himself some porridge and slumping into the chair next to you, looking quite exhausted.
Good morning.
Good morning. You look rested.
I suppose.
Been pretty down lately. Kind of nudge you softly in the side.
I mean, yeah, I guess. It's just that this is the only family I've ever known, and it keeps falling apart, and now we're supposed to go hunt someone from it.
His lips will thin. Just because we have to find her doesn't mean that we've got to kill her. I know Sylvie's hell-bent on her being the bad guy, but, you know, maybe, just maybe she's not. She helped you guys out once. She helped the village out once.
She helped the world out once, as far as we know, and that should count for something.
Exactly. So we'll just have to talk some sense into Sylvie. She's just being stupid. I mean, she's even. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say she's so headstrong.
Oh.
Fucking stubborn is what she is, and she thinks she can do everything on her own just because her mom abandoned her at a young age, but she needs to wisen up and just at least be a team player.
Well, if you find a way to teach her that, let me know.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I've been trying to teach her that for a long time. But hey, we will try to get her to pause, at least, by the time we find this Annie of yours, and, you know, hopefully we can just reunite the clan. Wouldn't mind going home.
Worston knows her, because he shipped us over here.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
He knows her in very vague terms, though. Just the kind of
Yeah.
scary chick who helped kill some shadowy things in the village.
You don't know those hand gestures.
I don't know what hand gestures we're going on about.
Corn over here.
But he'll kind of ruffle your hair. Just eat your food and we'll see if we can get everybody together. And I think they wanted to go to some farm. I don't quite remember. I was pretty tired when we got into town.
Okay.
There was talk of a spirit darkened that came and cleansed their farm. Good morning.
Good morning. You look better rested than she does.
I find myself resting in a much less troubled environment. The sun actually dawns in this place.
Jeez, I don't even want to know where you came from. It sounds like the pits of hell.
Darkness,
Not so much fiery as that. The clouds were so thick, no bit of light truly passed through it. A grey malaise.
Sounds kind of like the growing forest.
Perhaps so. I have not seen it to make a judgment.
You might get to, but first this farm and their weird fae thing. They're selling porridge if you want breakfast.
I have eaten.
Alright. Yeah, where's that fiery one?
I had not seen her.
Outside. With tulips doing this.
Sylvia was still sleeping when I checked in on her. I figured I would just leave her to it. Better than putting up with her glares and irritation.
There is certainly much in the way that disturbs her.
Yeah, she's a bit disturbed.
Perhaps we can help coax her out in time.
Like I was telling Torhild, we've grown up with her for a long time. She's not easy to sway.
Well, perhaps a firm hand will assist her.
Yeah, if it doesn't get bit first. To kind of smirk at that. Though I did notice she didn't completely take her head off yesterday. That was a change of pace. Must have really been tired.
I am unsure of what you're referring to.
Just saying that even when you tried to pay for things, she didn't completely take your head off.
Mhm.
She didn't throw as many daggers with her eyes at you as when we were in the town. You know, the one full of darkness.
I do not blame her for initial mistrust. In time, she will see that I am here for assistance.
I hope so. Coming back in, Flower Boy?
Eventually.
Yeah, it's probably because you kind of seem like this Annie of theirs. Something about the way you dress or something.
You spoke of it, Thorhild.
Spoke of?
This person.
Yes?
I find it perhaps a little strange that
Having trouble with your drink?
that someone would be in this place akin to myself. The only one who shares even the knowledge of my practice does so in a much different fashion.
I mean, is it that crazy to believe that you might not be the special case that came here from wherever?
I suppose all things are possible, but it still strikes me as strange. Perhaps we are simply in a different part of the world, one that I have never seen before, and I am in ways home.
Well, it's kind of a running theme with our little family here.
Is it now?
I mean, I think the only people who came from this plane are Sylvie, Torsten, and myself. Everybody else just kind of drops in.
Yeah. I wonder if the Vistani are ever afoot. Dropping people in places that they would assume best suit their intent. But no, I suppose it is in some small way presumptuous that I would be the only one to serve the old faith, or to think that my world is the only one who would service these spirits in this way.
Yeah, I mean, we have our own ways of doing it. I mean, Sylvie likes to give her things to Quimizin, and usually through freezing herself.
The name is not familiar.
She's goddess of winter, goddess of the howling mountains that we just came from, protector of the lands. One of the great guardians.
This winter spirit is not known to me.
Well, if you hang around Sylvie enough, she might tell you more about it.
Perhaps so.
I was never one for the freezing cold.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
I was born I was raised in colder environments. It's certainly something you have to adapt to.
I'd rather just be on the open ocean.
I second that.
I miss my boat.
It's been quite a long time since I've been on the seas.
Well, if we ever reach a coast, I will be glad to take you out there. It's nice.
It is good to know that we have people who are adept on the water.
Yeah, well,
I have a boat on me right now, but it's nothing as grand as Torsten's.
and that wasn't as grand as the one we took you off of. Are you still talking to flowers?
I mean, I could wrap that up any time. I thought you guys were doing a thing.
Just carrying on with these two as they would like.
Interject whatever you want. That's what I did.
I mean, I don't have much to provide. That's why I'm not interjecting. I don't know the dark woman. I don't speak to shadows. My old faith is more Feywild based. And I prefer the Midsummer Queen. For obvious reasons.
Well, all the speak of spirits and whatnot is completely over Torhild's head.
For now.
Until you become one. With the spirits, that is.
Alright. And Torsten will get up. I'm gonna go get Sylvie out of bed so we can get going. I don't want to waste the whole day.
Are we
She
still planning
nodded
to
sheet
go?
rope out the window.
Are we still planning to go to the capital?
Would be the best idea, isn't it?
Where is the capital? Not that dwarf place, is it?
No, it's the big city in between all the water.
Oh, that. Oh, we're there. Okay. For some reason, I thought we were already at that spot.
Here where the blue circle is.
Yeah, no, I got that now.
Well, I think we are to be going there. It's along our path.
Still, what, like 2 days out? Ish.
I think each hexagon was 3 days.
Okay, so like almost 6.
About 3 days and a night.
Well, if we're to be heading to the capital, the barkeep, I guess? I don't know. Whoever
Brewer?
brought me my food. Bar wench.
It would be the
Innkeeper.
inn mistress. Who
Inn
would probably
mistress, there
not
we go.
want to be called a wench.
Innkeepster.
Anyways, if we're to go to the capital, the bar mistress did mention that the trade areas would be opening shortly if you wanted to go see about trading off some of that foreign coin.
For operating here, yes, I think that would be for the best.
Weird aside, I think I just realized that my dwarf is a male version of the matron lady from the game with Surge.
Which dwarf?
The cleric dwarf guild mistress.
Yeah.
Because
I
they're
can see
both of like repose and shit.
I can see that.
I was like, wait a minute. That was a weird parallel. But that's enough of me.
But anyway, Torhild will head back up the stairs to get Sylvie.
I mean, I thought Torsten was doing that, but
Yeah,
sure.
Torsten, sorry.
Torhild goes up
I
anyway.
mean, if Torhild wants to, she can do it, but otherwise just...
In all fairness, why do we have two people that are Tor something?
Because it's based off of the Thor, and it's like actually like old Viking names.
Yeah,
And-
Torhild means like Thor's something,
Thor's
like
woman.
Thor's battle or something like that. I don't remember.
And Torsten was like Thor follower or something like that. But anyway.
And considering that Torhild is a lightning caster, I thought something relating to Thor would be a good name.
Fair. But then what about Torsten?
I picked the name and I put it on paper. You know how bad I am with names. You know
Yes,
I have to
Thor's.
look them up as soon as somebody asks.
Well, hey, it's
Thor's
better than
battle.
having NPCs that are like wet cardboard.
I feel like my NPCs aren't much
There they
better,
are.
but okay.
Thor's battle, that's what Torhild means.
Anyway, Torsten's out of the picture. Get Sylvie. You guys can do as you like.
Listening carefully for the sounds of stress.
Why? You can have a bite if you want.
I don't know.
Well, however it is that we find this person you're looking for, that they are agreeable enough to help us.
I've heard mixed stories, like the entire time. Like some were like, "Oh, she'll be really helpful." Oh no, she won't. Sylvie seems fairly nonplussed with her.
Something about the past recent drama.
Yep.
Don't you start that shit.
Shit's
Morning only
already,
began.
shit's already started.
No.
Alright, well, it's not long before Torsten is headed back down the stairs, Sylvie trailing behind him, Astrid at her heels. She'll nod to the table.
Bear wolf wolf.
Good morrow.
Good morning to you,
G'day.
Ruby.
E.
Torsten tells me you all are ready to check out the farm.
So that is all ever be.
Yes. To follow his lead is all that we have going for us.
Except for getting back home.
Perhaps it will provide us a direction better suited for our travel.
North as the moss grows.
Perhaps. He also mentioned something about a market. Were you guys wanting to do that first, or are we splitting into groups?
That's right. Perhaps we should hit this market quickly, in case whatever we find out at the farm would drive us in a direction with haste.
Strangely, I'm poor.
I'm gonna smack you.
I mean, it sounded like mostly what they had was mining stuff and some assorted trade goods that the city wasn't particularly interested in, but it doesn't hurt to go look around.
Mining? Why would you do that? Just push the earth aside and pull this stuff out.
Then let us be off. Trade what we can. Then move to this farm.
Alright, as you all set off, you find the streets bustling outside. This town is busy in the morning. And it seems that the flow of the crowd is going towards the market that is open and packed. There's bright colored tents and tables set out, just lining one street after another. There seems to be sales of fish, of meat, of fruit, anything that the farmers have capitalized on. Along with that, there are some trade goods, and you even see some dwarves who have a table set up.
Hey, beard sprites.
Don't call them that. You do see the white skin of the Arctic elves, who
Not them again.
who also have a trade table set up.
Or wait, it wasn't elves. Was it tieflings?
Oh, they don't come down. The
Okay.
blue skinned tieflings, yeah, no, they don't come down.
Cat, would you stop? Just being all up in my business.
So, this is the market.
Well, if there's gems to be found, I want to trade in my Barovian gold for as equal an amount of gemstones as possible.
Guess we're all in the realm of the entity.
Alright. And you'll go and meet with the dwarves selling the gems. And you okay?
Mhm.
They seem nonplussed to be here.
Probably too bright for them.
As you are searching through the gems, do you have proficiency in anything that would help you with that?
Investigation, persuasion.
Appraisal's not really a thing
Perception.
anymore. I don't know what that would be tied to now.
I mean, it kind of depends on a number of things. Like, insight to tell if you're being lied to. I guess perception?
Well, that would be insight, but
Persuasion for bartering, maybe? Or deception. Depending on if
fact
you're
is,
being
I'm no
earnest or
jeweler.
lying.
I'd have to be kind of taking their word on.
Thought you were a jeweler.
No.
Didn't somebody... What am I thinking of?
That's Sayer.
Sayer is a jeweler, yes.
But what would appraisal itself be tied to now?
I think it would be technically the jeweler's kit,
Yeah.
which would be an intelligence-based check.
Alright, so how are you approaching them?
Slowly and calmly. It's not to scare or frighten them.
Yeah, openly, really.
No concealed weapons.
Just a concealed bear.
Open palmed bear.
Yep. Cordially
Apprehensive.
is how I will approach them. Just looking to buy
It does work. Trusteth me.
Basically 120 gold in gemstones.
About Ayu, kind of suspiciously. Let us see your coin.
Who needs to move that much cash?
They'll pick up a piece, eye it.
Bite it.
They're really giving it the once over. Odd coin, where are you from?
Far afield. Very far afield.
Darkness, darkness, darkness.
We go far afield too, and this is not a currency we've come to know.
I have come from the Valley of Barovia.
I don't know that one.
I think it's a made up realm too.
As well that you do not. It has recently been freed from an ages-long darkness.
Sounds like the growing forest. We don't go in there. There's no good mines in there.
Oh, it is a forest.
But as they're chatting with you, they'll pull out a scale and begin to weigh the value of your gold.
I
Not
have heard
trusting it.
little things of this growing forest, and perhaps it is that Barovia is held within it. As I am to understand that this forest has a vampire lord inside of it.
We're surrounded by vampire lords. There's one up north. There's one in the growing forest. These things are popping up everywhere.
I have heard there's spots of darkness everywhere. Growing.
The darkness. Yeah, we heard that rumored. Something about an old crazy man running around wanting everybody to mark their huts with protection symbols.
Depending on what symbols they are, there may be a ward in there somewhere.
I doubt it. This guy's not a mage. Just works on a farm.
One can never be too certain. The marks may not be of wizards and their kin,
It's an
but old
alchemical
spirits.
Sulfur.
Yeah.
There are old runes that are used to fend off darkness, disease, to bring in good crops and harvest.
Yeah, we don't practice those. I wouldn't know anything about them. Now, I do know that your gold looks to be... It's well enough. Measures out. So, and he'll pull out a bag and shift through some gems, weighing them, rearranging, taking out a few different ones. He finally presents you with a kind of colorful assortment.
Ooh, a ruby.
And I am to trust that these are equivalent value for the gold that you have now.
You saw me measure them.
Would you care to check and see if he's bluffing?
The transition from gold to gem is not something fully within the realm of my knowledge, so I ask you for your own confirmations.
Really quick, do any of you have anything that goes along with gems and their values?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider. I have a herbalism kit and a pan flute.
Okay.
I can navigate real good.
Do they look like stars?
Alright, buddy, if you don't trust me, fine. And he'll kind of walk away for a second. He does a loud woof whistle and shouts at one of the Arctic wolves to come over. This man doesn't believe me in my work ethics gives you a dark look.
Wow, you're making
I
friends
think
everywhere.
I think you misunderstand my words. I am simply saying that I am trusting you for this, as I know little between the two.
Oh, you'll get a second opinion, all right. You probably trust the word of an elf. The elf female looks a little annoyed, but not surprised by
Why are you
these
mad at this short,
actions.
hairy man?
You'll have to excuse his behavior. We've been to these trading events multiple times. I can account for him. If you'd like me to take a look at his work, I can assure you that you are getting your value.
I was well enough to take his word before, but if he has called you over, would be a waste of your time otherwise.
It'll please me to annoy him further by measuring them out myself. I'd like to see him make a mistake. It would amuse me.
If it pleases you, I'm not here to cause trouble.
It'll please me. So, the elf will go about the business of remeasuring the gems, measuring again your gold after taking a look at it, and though not saying anything, but her face says it all, and then will nod. He hasn't shortchanged you. And then kind of shooting a dark smirk at the dwarf, who will wave her off.
So how does that work anyway? Is that grams of gold versus grams of gem?
Something like that. I imagine they would measure the gold that he was providing to assure that it was the same gold value that their gold coins are.
Carat, but carat.
So, my thanks to you then.
Yeah. Take your gems and get out of my sight.
Oh, you made him angry.
He'll wave you off as he walks kind of back towards their supply.
Hope you don't need to trade gems in the future.
At his remark, you'll hear a low grumbling growl behind you.
Oh.
Glancing back, it's not really obvious if it's coming from Astrid or Sylvie. They both look put off by him.
Oh, they don't like dwarves?
I think perhaps it's more akin to their demeanor.
It has nothing to do with dwarves. It's the fact that he's into his own butt. He's all about his own
What?
importance.
To be fair, the last dwarves we met weren't too hospitable either.
It's
That
like, you
too.
have to excuse me, I don't get colloquialisms. Like, he's up his what now? Seems kind of vulgar to practice that in public.
It's not quite like what you're picturing, Ruby.
She's like a female Drax. Takes like a lot of things very literally.
Well, unless there is something that you wished to accomplish here as well, I have what I've needed.
Torsten, who had wandered off within your bantering of the elf or the dwarfs, will return. Do you two ladies want to go check things out?
I'd love to, but I'm afraid it might be more window shopping? Is that the term?
It's the term. And what about you, Torhild?
Suppose I don't have anything better to do.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for? They don't have a lot in the way of magical items or special weapons. They're kind of a simpler town.
I might find some things to maybe supplement one of my kits.
What do you have for your kits?
Herbalism.
It does seem that the snow elves have brought some worked herbs.
I might be able to do something with that. Make some tinctures. Or some such.
And what are you trying to make?
Healing potions.
Torsten will spot you the price of the supplies for 2 healing potions.
What grade?
The lowest grade.
Okay, that's fine. Spot heals are still heals.
And Torhild pretty much already has the best that she can use, so she's just looking, I guess.
Okay, fair enough.
Wandering with the others, just keeping an eye out, observing.
Watching, waiting, always watching.
Don't imagine a really nice, pretty cartographer's set is something that's going to be found here. Not
Maybe calligraphy.
Navigator.
You find a nice sextant.
I have cartographer's tools. Look at that.
There are some area maps very close to town style area maps. There's a map to the capital city, and there are a few localized star charts.
Don't we need that? A map to the capital city? Or are we good enough in this area? Be like, fuck it.
Is there maps of like this region, as I can see it on the map here, is rather large, or no?
Sort of, maybe?
That would be helpful.
This place would only have localized maps.
So basically, us, the town, the area directly south of us, and maybe the lakes.
So pretty much the trade routes up to the north building there, trade routes down to the capital, and then hunting areas and trails that you can take out of the city. They don't go far out of the city, but they kind of give you your direction.
And obviously nothing right of that dotted line.
Nothing in
That's all
either of the new
the
regions.
dwarf territories.
Mm-hmm. Nothing of the either of the 2 regions.
What's to the far left? Elf regions?
That one?
Yeah.
Well, that's the growing forest.
Oh, that's the place no one goes?
That's the place no one goes.
We should go there.
It would be fun.
I think we should avoid the place if at all possible.
Where's your spirit of adventure?
I have traveled through mists and worlds. Adventure is something that will find me regardless if I search.
I think that she would take an interest in the star chart.
You have a map to the home of the stars.
So yeah, you'll get a chart for a local star chart.
And I guess whatever map covers the most ground.
Okay, you'll get their largest map that has both the trade routes up to the southern, or up to the northern area, and down to the capital.
Cool. And how much is that going to run?
Well, that'll cost you about, let's say, 5 silvers.
Aha! I have those, because I had to break a fucking gold.
20!
Alright. Anything else?
We wanted to go to the capital, yeah?
After you checked out the farm?
Oh, where's the farm?
Farm's on the edge of town.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on the way or like
Mm-mm.
opposite?
It's to the west while the capital's down south.
I guess it's on the way-ish.
Ish.
It's just gonna make us take a 2-day detour.
Just on the way out. You wouldn't even be moving hexes.
Oh, okay.
No, then let us be off.
Be off, be off.
Alright. So the group of you will head out of town. The busyness of it seems to slow once you get away from the market area. And eventually you begin passing fields. You will probably get a few directions from passerbys in the area, but eventually will find your way easily enough to the farthest farm. It is well kept. It is the best farm that you've seen so far passing through here.
The farmiest farm that ever did farm.
As you are heading in, a young, fair-haired girl atop a horse will stop you.
Good morrow.
Good day to you, and what is it that you are here for?
My companions and I are in the area inquiring about something that has happened here very recently.
Oh, not again. Yes, my father thinks he has seen things and that he is protecting the entire town. I don't know why I come home for holiday. If you want to speak with him, he's up in the house.
Thank you very much. I will have us all moving in the direction then.
Okay.
I bite my thumb at the...
That is unnecessary. So yeah, up towards the house then.
The house is small, not impressive in any form or fashion, and is open. Doors, windows. And on the porch sits a very old gentleman with a long, scraggly beard, thin, whittling on a piece of wood. He'll look up and smile toothlessly at you. Good morning.
Good
Ah,
morning.
don't you do that shit, cat.
It is quite a few visitors. I don't think I've had so many in one day.
Being a bastard.
Are you here about the fruits? Couldn't send them to market today, but they're still good.
My questions are not of a casual nature. We here are investigating the spreads of darkness that have come across the area. We were led to hear that you had experiences with it.
Yes. The terrible creature, black, misty thing, rose out of the ground and he'll shudder. Terrible thing, really. Demon of sorts. I couldn't even really quite tell. I've never done anything but farming, so I've never fought anything like that. Didn't know what to do besides get my pitchfork.
Demon.
Yeah, it was in the shape of some sort of demon, horns, tail, rattling chains. Things seemed to want to feast on I guess us. Other dark creatures seem to jork off to the other farms or up into the town. I couldn't really tell. I was kind of focused on the thing that wanted to kill me. But, it barely got me down on a knee when that, I don't even know really what it was. Perhaps another demon. Maybe Fae. Looked a bit Fae. Came in and handled it.
Do you not have a better description of any of these things? The darkness, the individual that supposedly cleansed this.
The fog was thick and I couldn't quite see well through it, and these figures were more shadow than they were actually figures. I couldn't really tell you what more they looked like than horns, tails, humanoid in a way. The ones that jolted off seemed to have wings. I think those got cleaned up too, though. By the time that figure came around, I was already nearly knocked silly and... Well, I remember seeing her, kind of vague. I say her, but could have been a young boy. Just slim of figure, kind of short, and not too short. Dark in some ways, light in others. Didn't have glowing eyes, so I trusted that. They seemed to have a book. They had it open. I remember that because I thought it was odd, like they were some folk from the church.
Yeah, where do I have to look into the fourth wall?
I can't even tell you what she did to get that thing off me because it hit me again and just... that was all I remembered, and then I woke up and the fog was gone. There was actually sun and... Well, I saw this, and he pointed to a better drawn sigil on his doorframe.
Huh.
What is it about the symbol? What sort of symbol is
Does
it?
it look like one of his tats?
It's not like one of your markings. Not quite. It's different.
But it has some semblance.
It's a half circle with runes running on one side and some kind of claw long marks on the other, fewer than what runes are there.
I will check them against the markings that I know and have available to me.
I don't know what markings you have available to you.
Well,
Runic alphabet.
if they are druidic in nature, if
So
they
druidic in nature, do I reckon is
basically Haldir runes, or that of angels, elves, or dragons.
So you're asking if they're Halderai, celestial, elven, or draconic,
Or druidic.
or druidic.
The symbols on the inside of this crescent shape, they do appear druidic.
Yeah, I could kind of read them.
But the symbols on the other side, they don't appear anything like you've seen before.
Comprehend bullshit.
You get the idea that it's some kind of warding or protection.
Well, these are familiar, at least in some regards. It is a ward, or at least a symbol that would represent protection.
Is it a symbol of protection or just a symbol of absorption?
I do not know if it has any charged power, but protection is one of the interpretations of this design.
Can Torhild make a Arcana to see if there is any magic latent?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey!
Nice.
21.
There is something magical about this symbol. There's like traces of something cold.
Well, I could dispel it, but I'd rather not, because don't actually know what it does.
It doesn't seem like it's an active spell, just a trace of something that had once been there.
What the fuck now?
Magic, whatever it is.
So it does have power in it.
He's got runic poker chips.
Yep. It's, it's the closest I've got to actually being able to have rune stones. So it's been some time since I have last consulted this. It is the rune of Alges. It is a guardian rune, protection, and one meant to ward off evil in the spirits.
Well, whatever whatever put there. It's kept them off the darkness. Haven't seen them since.
It is unusual. These are symbols that have been passed down from my house for generations, my people. To see it here is strange.
So you're saying that your people are connected to this?
It is a possibility, perhaps. I just know that is the symbol here is one that my people have been using for hundreds of years.
Sylvie's eyes will narrow on you.
They are symbols of the old faith. Do you know of the goddess and her horned god?
There's nothing like that here. A horned guard. Crimson is known as the Snow Wolf.
Ursak, Fafnir. Even then, none of these are familiar to you. The four great forest spirits.
Not from the stories that have been passed down in our village.
Well, don't know whether or not I should be pleased to hear this or not. Either way, this individual, whoever they may be, came through here and cleansed this darkness.
Hmm. I've seen how they've cleansed darkness before.
And
It's
Physically.
not cleansing. It is reaping. Taking what they can to power themselves.
it is strange. I have not heard of anyone doing this. Certainly not anyone of my people, or
My
those related to my people.
My mother was doing it. She was collecting the darkness to do, I don't know what with it. Probably these attacks. I'm assuming the one who can absorb them more naturally is probably on the same path. And what you're saying, it sounds like this person is from your area.
Or an area like it, just because we have people here who have not experienced or have knowledge of these secrets, I cannot say. I have yet to come across anyone of my persuasion directly. Ruby notwithstanding, seeing as how she comes from a more enchanted land.
That's definitely putting it away.
I think the secrets and symbols of nature that she knows is going to be vastly different than the ones that I know.
Aye.
Neither. Something off the familiarity.
Excuse me.
You're familiar. I told you this.
Yes.
Not a good way. Now you're saying that the person who came through here may be related to wherever you come from.
Perhaps, like I said, if we were to stumble upon a grove of people like myself, or of like Ruby, and the symbols are in use there, they are more widespread. I say that these are familiar, but another grove, another circle, they may be simply using the same.
I think we're kind of missing the point. How long has it been since the spirit, so to speak, passed through here?
Yeah, about 6 days.
6 days, and no returns since then, or repeat performances prior.
No, the darkness thing was the one time.
So she could be ahead of us by about
6 days is not terribly long.
We missed her by that much.
With that mention, Sylvie will choose to phase to Wolf and will sniff at the mark and then begin scenting the ground. Astrid will join her.
So are the fan people kind of surprised, turned off by the fact that she just wolfed out of nowhere?
The farmer seems to just kind of be staring slacked mouth at that.
If we know that Annie shared some semblance of your faith and these markings are reminiscent of that, does that mean that she was here?
Theoretically, but we don't know that for sure. We just know some person wielding darkness left a protecting ward after dispersing shadowy demon things, which sound vaguely familiar like the things we came across with that other circle.
Thorsten will
And
nod.
Annie was no stranger to using darkness to fight darkness.
I mean, it's a reasonable assumption.
You would know better than I cannot say that I have any knowledge of this person that you speak of.
But if Annie was here and chased off the darkness and left that, that might mean there's still some chance that this doesn't have to end badly.
Well,
I'm kind of a neutral party in this, as I don't really know any good or bad from her.
I have no idea about this person, but if they are putting up protective wards, at the very least I'm willing to hear them out.
Grumbling from Sylvie.
You have not given us much to go on here aside from vagaries about the incident that caused you to dislike this person.
Are you talking to Sylvie?
Yeah.
She's wolf form.
That's fine.
Yeah. He's just gonna talk to her. He knows she can understand him.
You'll get
At
some
her.
kind of whiny barks, but no real response.
I don't speak wolf. Currently.
I think it is midnight, so we will leave it here for now.
Oh, are you sure?
If you guys are alright with that.
However you wish.
I think it's a good place to stop. Not ideal, but it is getting late and we have kids to wake up to.
That is fair.
So,
They can sleep in.
we will pick this up probably next Friday.
High likelihood.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
I'm still pissed because I know I wrote those shits from last time and I can't find it for the life of me.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's kind of a big deal. But I
I'm
did
just
actually
bitching,
write it.
don't mind me.
Oh no, I was like, it's a special memory thing. And then I never wrote it down.
Oh, your dream thing? Did you
Yeah.
be writing that?
I thought I did, but I can't find it. Unless I wrote it on someone else's sheet. Which that's a scary thought.
That would be bad. Alright, well, in that case, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We will be back again tomorrow at 10:30 Mountain Time for
Not in daylight time.
Probably Crusades?
for Crusades.
Are we
Yeah.
actually gonna crusades?
If you guys want to.
Dave's
I mean,
fault.
I'm down to it.
I'm cool with it.
You have a man to meet under the pier.
Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
I don't actually remember where we left off in that. Oh,
Yeah, we were gonna meet the dad.
yeah,
The bread
of the
girl.
boy that brought the fucking, or like the bad wanted posters. I remember that.
It was a girl who brought them, but
That
Was it a girl? I thought it was a little boy.
there was a
The
boy escorting her.
Because it wasn't the same boy that was fucking with us before?
No.
No, the boy is totally our missing druid.
Shut up, Fluffy.
What missing druid?
But anyway.
We have a missing druid.
So yes, we will see you then. Until such time, take care of yourselves. We'll see you later.
Good fight. Good night.